They laughed at me in Boston. They said I'd never make it without them, but today, they're staring at a life I built, and they can't touch it. I'm Carter Wells, 36, a logistics manager living in the heart of Charlotte, North Carolina. My mornings start with the hum of traffic outside my apartment, the bitter aroma of black coffee filling the kitchen, and the soft buzz of my alarm cutting through the stillness. I've always believed in earning everything with my own hands. Every day, I shuffle through spreadsheets, negotiate contracts, and juggle deadlines while my coworkers, friends, even family whisper doubts behind my back. "Carter, you can't do it without us," they'd murmur. Their words were heavy, sinking into my chest like lead. Yet, I pressed on, working late nights, skipping dinners, and betting on a future they swore I'd never reach. My mentor, Elliot Hawthorne, had been my guiding hand for years, hands steady and eyes sharp. He'd always given advice wrapped in charm. "Carter, trust me, you'll never thrive without my network," he said, every smile hiding subtle condescension. I sacrificed more than I could count, skipped birthdays, poured tens of thousands into projects, and worked weekends that bled into early Monday mornings. I remember the faint metallic taste of exhaustion after a 14-hour day and the ache in my shoulders as I carried the weight of deadlines no one else noticed. And yet, Elliot, he betrayed me. The betrayal wasn't subtle, it was calculated, delivered with the same charming smirk I once admired. I discovered he'd redirected a multi-million-dollar client contract I had cultivated for months into his own company, leaving me with nothing. His entitled words echoed in my head. "You'll never succeed without me, Carter. Now watch and learn." Even as rage burned in my chest, a small spark of determination ignited. Something was about to change, and I knew it. I confronted Elliot in his office, the smell of stale coffee and old leather thick in the air. "Elliot, this was mine," I said, my voice tight but steady. He laughed, leaning back in his chair, fingers steepled. You think you earned it? You wouldn't survive a week without my guidance." My hands shook, the room seemed to tilt, the hum of the fluorescent lights felt deafening. I tasted bile, felt my heart hammer in my chest. This wasn't just a stolen contract, it was a theft of my blood, sweat, and everything I'd built from scratch. I left, a storm contained behind calm eyes, knowing this story wasn't over. I returned home and began plotting, not with anger, but with precision. Every contract, every client email, every overlooked opportunity became a piece in my plan. I quietly rebuilt connections, documented Elliot's missteps, and leveraged long-forgotten contacts. I walked into every meeting with a calm intensity, letting my presence speak volumes while Elliot fumbled in the background. The smell of ink on new contracts, the quiet clatter of my keyboard late into the night, every detail grounded me. My strategy was simple: make success inevitable, and public. When Elliot realized what I was doing, panic set in. My phone exploded with frantic calls. "Carter, this isn't how it's supposed to happen." Messages flooded in, each one more desperate than the last. I didn't respond immediately. I let the tension simmer, my own pulse steady. Each unanswered call, each ignored email, was a silent reminder that dignity doesn't need to scream. It commands respect quietly. Meanwhile, Elliot's empire started to crack, the cracks becoming visible in real time to everyone who had once admired him. Then came the public reveal. At the annual Charlotte Business Summit, I stood on stage with confidence, unveiling a multi-million-dollar deal, built entirely independently, showcasing innovation, strategy, and hard work. Elliot sat in the front row, jaw slack, the audience murmuring, sensing the betrayal and triumph at once. Cameras captured the moment, social media exploded, and for the first time in years, I saw Elliot's charm crumble in real time. No words were needed from me. The room, the contracts, the client smiles, all spoke louder than any revenge-laden speech could. Elliot's reputation faltered, projects he'd once controlled slipped from his hands, partners pulled back, and colleagues whispered about integrity long after his name left lips in shock. I, on the other hand, walked through quiet Charlotte streets at dawn, the scent of wet asphalt and blooming magnolia calming my soul. I reflected on the journey, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the sleepless nights, and I realized hard work, integrity, and patience were the most American forms of justice. Now, my life feels solid, not because I crushed someone else, but because I built a foundation no one can shake. The lesson: betrayal can't break you, resilience rebuilds you stronger. If you've ever been underestimated or betrayed, comment below. I want to hear your story. Subscribe for more stories that prove no obstacle is insurmountable. I'm Carter Wells, and today, I finally own my life.